Hi, welcome back. So we're going to just practice drawing amino acids, identify the different parts to the amino acid, how they bond together to form dipeptides, and then how that leads to becoming polypeptides. So just a really basic overview. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein. So when you come to learn about protein synthesis, you're going to need to have a good grounding on the different parts of the amino acid and how they bond together. Okay, let's get started with it. So, straw amino acid, we do N, C, C, and the N has got two hydrogens coming off it. We have another hydrogen coming up the top of the middle carbon with something called an R group, hydroxyl group coming off the carbon, and a double bond oxygen. Hopefully, you're starting to recognize this now. It's the same as in triglycerides. This is the carboxyl group or the carboxylic acid group. Carboxylic acid group. This is the R group. And this is sometimes also known as the variable group. So there's 20 different amino acids, and those 20 different amino acids, different types of amino acid, all this NCC, the H's, the carboxyl, that's all the same. The only thing that's different is something called the R group. This is what makes them different. So the 20 different types of amino acid that exist are because the R groups, there are 20 different types of R group, and that's where we get our different types of amino acid. Then we've got something here called the amine group. So that is how we draw an amino acid. Right, so now we're going to try and draw two amino acids bonding together, and you're going to recognize again the same type of bond taking place. We're going to get a condensation reaction occurring. So this might start getting a bit easier for you now. Okay. So I'll draw a bit small this time. So here's my first amino acid, NCC. Hydrogens there. Hydrogen. R group at the bottom. OH. Double bond oxygen. And if I draw another amino acid near it, there's hydrogen there. You'll see we've got this hydroxyl group here and this hydrogen. They're going to interact, and once again, getting really familiar with this now, we're going to get a condensation reaction occurring. So they're going to leave the amino acids, and we're left with a carbon that needs to bond with something and a nitrogen that needs to bond with something. So they're going to bond with each other like that. And we call this a peptide bond. And this whole thing here now is called a dipeptide. Okay, so let's draw a little bit neater again so we can see it. So I'll just draw it without the bond happening. So I can do N, C, C, N, C, C. That's already shown the two amino acids joined together. H at the top. R. So I'd normally draw an OH here now, and I draw H here, but I don't do that now because they've formed water and water molecule. So I'm just going to do my double bond oxygen here, my hydrogen here, and carry on. Everything is normal. And my double bond oxygen at the end. Okay, so knowing how to draw an amino acid. The three different parts, we had the R group, the amine group. So the amine group is the NH2. The carboxylic acid group was the COOH on the right hand side. Oh yeah, I've talked about that there's 20 different amino acids. Some are essential and some are said to be non-essential, and that's to do with dietary requirements. Some amino acids we can make ourselves, our body makes them, but there are some which we cannot make, and we call these ones essential. So it's called essential because it's basically saying it's essential that you get these amino acids in your diet, because if you don't get them, there'll be some proteins that you won't be able to make, and this could cause major problems. So it's important that we have a balanced diet, that we have access to all the amino acids that we need. The peptide bonds was the bonds that took place between the carboxylic acid group on the right hand side and the amine group on the left hand side. So there's our peptide bonds here. And when we get a peptide bond, we're forming two amino acids together and we get a polypeptide. So I don't think I haven't talked about now. Last thing is a polypeptide. To do polypeptides, we just have to show this amino acid here. If I show that this carboxylic acid group is going to interact, so that OH group will have reacted. Let's just put this down to make it neater. And C. There's our group. Now we're forming a polypeptide with many amino acids joined together. And this is what's happening at the ribosomes. This is where protein synthesis is taking place. So again, just like with all the other molecules, practice drawing it until you can do this without looking at any answers. Good luck with it.